Hello there, welcome to A Couple of Drinks.
Woo!
It's Jess and my favorite time of year, Game of Thrones. Because we drink and we know things.
And we know things.
So we're talking about the first 2 episodes. We're not sure if we're going to do 2 episodes or every episode since there's only, 6 episodes this season?
7?
6, 7?
I don't know.
Meh. Anyways, we're doing a new thing, though, where if you don't want to hear us long-winded, we're doing these fast forwards. There will be a link below. We did episode 1 and episode 2, and since we're doing 2 episodes this time, both links will be below. Don't worry about it. Or if I can figure out the YouTube, you can click my face for episode 1 and Jess's face for episode 2.
I'm over there. Or over there.
Or maybe I'll make it click on our little mini guys down in the corner right there. Right there.
Oh, that would be so smart.
Yeah, that'd be really smart. You can click on it the whole time.
Wow.
Okay, so we're talking about Dragonstone. What's these episodes called?
Dragonstone and Stormborn.
Yeah, I'm really bad with names.
I'm not.
So we're gonna try to go through this neatly, I guess. Just start off with the best opening to a season ever.
Oh my god! They were not holding back on this shit. Let me tell you. So, I kind of knew what was happening because this dick just died at the end of last season, and we were all like, oh shit. And I don't know why I'm talking about that. I'm talking like this. But, I'm like, oh man, Arya's wearing his face. Oh shit, what's going on?
Walder Frey. You're forgetting a name.
Walder Frey. He's gotta go back alive. Anyways, so he is like, hey, I bet you why I've gathered you all here today. You're all my favorite people, and we're a bunch of fucks together, and let's all have a toast. And so they do. And it turns out Arya poisoned all of them except for the lady next to her, who she was like, don't drink that because you're a woman, because she's playing Walder Frey. And everybody dies. Rocks fall.
Rocks fall.
Rocks fall, you die.
It's
and she said, do you tell everybody about this, that the North remembers, or winter has come for Walder Frey?
Yeah,
That's
it was a really cool scene because it shows Arya realizing she's never going to be the biggest or the strongest, but she's using what she has going for her, what she's learned over the whole show, which is surprise and these tactics of hitting people sideways. She did it to Walder Frey. We were super excited about that. So when it opened up this way, you were just like, oh snap. And she had these great lines, where she's like, don't drink that. I'm not wasting good wine on a woman. And you're like, she's playing the part so well.
Look at her acting.
She's doing so good. He would say that. And then kills everybody. And she's just like, when people ask you what happened here, just say winter has come. And you're just like, oh snap.
Basically what I want to follow Arya Stark around with is an air horn.
It's funny because I've always liked Arya, but this is just more of her being a badass, and I love it because she's like, time has come for everyone to die. I'm taking names and
I'm doing it.
I'm filling body bags.
I'm doing it. So then what happened next? I've watched this episode twice.
You've watched it twice? I watched it once.
I watched this episode twice because I'm awesome and I'm still needing to remember what happens next.
According to my 60-second review, we had a shot of the White Walkers just for us to remember everything was going on.
And spooky, scary, spooky, yeah.
Spooky, scary skeletons. Then, did we cut to Jon in the north?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to Jon in the north.
So we're going to Jon in the north.
We're just going to cover the north real quick.
We'll just do regional.
We'll just do regional again for the first episode. He shows him talking on his plan about how they need to cut off the army of the dead, how they need to start training everybody, man, woman,
even
boy,
the
girl.
girls.
And everyone's like, I'm not teaching a girl. And Lady Mormont,
the best.
She's just like, I will train everyone. And you're like, oh snap.
She's like, I don't need your permission. Yeah, you're not my real dad.
You're not my real dad. And what I really like about this scene is because as much as I want to like her character, Sansa, it's really hard for me to do it because she's never quite there for me. And in this scene, you see her playing essentially the Game of Thrones.
Darth
And
Sansa.
and John is playing for Westeros. He's playing for the whole thing. He's like, we will train everybody and we won't care. And she's like, and like, we will give the houses back to the people who betrayed you. And she's like, we shouldn't do that. They died for, you know. And she's like playing how things were in Westeros, like saying how the Karstarks and the, what was the other family?
The Umbers, right?
Betrayed the Starks, so he should give their houses to people who fought for him. And John's like, no, I'm not uprooting families when we could lose everything in a matter of months. And it was interesting because, yes, Sansa was right, but John's not playing that game anymore.
Yeah.
And I really like that thing. And he kind of even won the upset by having the two kids of the surviving Umbers and Karstarks show up and be like, do you swear your allegiance to me? And they're like, swords, yes. It was a cool scene.
I thought it was I thought it was really well done. I don't know. I personally like Darth Sansa because I find it very interesting, and like a little bit of it, like I read about on all these fan theories and these digi-knows online, and I read one about Sansa's hairstyles. Did you read that one, Bill?
No, I didn't.
About
Send me
how
a link for sure later.
I will. But it was talking about how none of her hairstyles are accidental. They all are. It's always done in the style of the person who she's emulating the most. So, like in the beginning, there was more like Kat, and then when she went to King's Landing, it started being more like Cersei until she met Marjorie, and then it started being more like Marjorie. And now that she's like in this position, like especially at the beginning of this episode, she totally has Cersei hair. Yeah. Like she totally has like the turn and everything, like whatever that's called.
And you could see her playing a Cersei part. It just My problem with Sansa is anytime she has these power movements, it doesn't go anywhere, and she just turns into sadly the victim again, where she's like, I'm powerless, I can't do anything, blah blah blah, and it feels like she's setting herself up for that again by not kicking Littlefinger to the curb, and being basically controlled by him, like playing that game.
I'm interested to see moving forward what she does with him.
Yeah, and even there's a scene like a little bit later where Brianna's like, why is he still here? What does he want? And she's like, I know what he wants. And I'm like, you can't be awesome because you haven't done anything to be awesome.
Right.
You're all talk, woman. Do something, you know? That's just my problem with Sansa. It's like why I can't get behind her, because she's all talk, no action. Like even Cersei is talk, but has a lot of action even before she blew up the set, you know? She was conniving and manipulative and evil, and you could see her do that. Which, by the way, I'm totally gonna fangirl. Cersei, you're my favorite. You're just so evil, and I love it. Like I think she's one of the best written characters on the show. Her throughout, and I'm blanking on her name. What's her name? Lena.
Brienne?
No. Who plays Cersei? Her name?
I don't remember her name.
Stall. Like
Stall.
Stalling.
I'm
IMDbing it. Nobody cares about you, Kit Harington. Lena Headey. She is amazing. She is so good.
We like her.
She is great in everything.
So Bill hates Sansa. I don't know if you guys had heard. He's not a fan.
I'm not a fan of Sansa.
Just between us.
Just between you, me, and Grandma in Germany. Not a fan of Sansa.
Grandma in Germany.
Yep. So
she probably hates Sansa too.
She does. Right, Nana?
Right.
What do we got next?
All right. So what do we were at Sansa.
Speaking of Cersei.
Speaking of words are wind, let's go to King's Landing, where this bitch is trompsing around on a painted map. Like
she turned that one like garden or whatever she had outside her door into a map of Westeros.
Y'all, she's a crazy bitch. Why she fights so good? I'm on top of it. I'm her brother. Sorry.
We're not sorry. Which I don't know if you read this theory or not, but spoiler talk real quick. I really hope Cersei goes full Mad Queen just unhinged
Oh
insanity.
fuck yeah!
Like,
Oh fuck yeah!
like
That's
no,
happening.
it's happening, and you
It's
see
already
it like
started.
unraveling, and I want to see it more. But there's only two ways I want Cersei to die. Two.
Arya
Arya
or Jamie?
or Jamie. That's exactly right. I was like, I want her to be eaten by a dragon, or I want Tyrion to do it.
No.
No, I want.
It's gotta be Arya or it's gotta be her Valonqar.
And it's really I want Jamie to do it because I want that moment where Jamie goes, "She's no better than the Mad King, and I'm the Kingslayer."
Yep. And I think that's what's going to happen, and I think Arya's going to be pissed about it. But I think that's why they brought ye old Ed Sheeran in to sing Hands of Gold.
Are we going to Ed Sheeran already?
I mean, we don't have to spend any more time with Cersei, right?
No, we're done with Cersei.
Crazy.
I didn't know if we wanted to leave Ed Sheeran for like near last.
Well,
because
there's a
everyone
transition
threw away.
for this, though.
Okay,
there's a perfect transition
we're going
for
to
this.
Ed Sheeran because everyone flipped their crap about Ed Sheeran being.
Well, and it's not even that, but the song that he's singing, it's in the books multiple times. Like it was written to mock Tyrion with Shay, and then I believe he sings it back to his dad when he kills him in the books. Now it's been totally left out of the TV series at this point, but the lyrics are like hands of gold are always cold, but a woman's hands are warm.
I think that's it.
And I feel like that the reason why they're bringing it up now because it's way past the time of Shay and like everything, and Ed Sheeran's even like it's new. It's like you fuck off. But like realistically though, why would he be singing? Why did the show writers write this song into here other than to get Ed Sheeran? But I don't really think that's the reason. I think there's a hidden reason. They're just not talking about it.
Well,
and I think it's to bring the hands of gold because
Jamie.
He's got a fucking gold hand.
Yeah.
Billy's got a gold hand.
He's got a gold hand.
Gold hand.
And while everyone was flipping their shit over Ed Sheeran being in this episode, which was dumb. Real talk. Time out. Real talk. Jess, did you get it? Because I didn't feel like that was jumping the shark for the show at all.
I don't feel like it was jumping the shark at all. And you knew that, like, if you're a diehard fan,
Jess,
if you're a diehard fan, what?
That's you. I'm pointing towards you because
that's me.
That's you.
If you're a diehard fan, you knew Ed Sheeran was going to be in it. And you knew that the reason why they put him in the fucking show is to surprise Maisie because she's a diehard fan of Ed Sheeran.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you getting all butthurt? You got fucking singers and like band members of Mastodon and Snow Patrol in here, but you people don't fucking care about that because you're just watching the show because you think it's cool. Like,
well, it's like when I heard everyone
so mad.
being upset that Ed Sheeran was in the episode, I hadn't watched it yet. So then I was like, okay, so he's going to be like a big part. Dude's not even the main focal point of the scene. It's some other guy and some other cross-eyed dude talking.
Dude, it's just some basic bitches flipping their dicks. It's so sad.
It was like it took me out of the show. You know what really took me out of the show? And we'll get to it. I'm not jumping to it as a segue right now. But it was the Grand Maester that Sam was working with. I was like, is that the sheriff from Hot Fuzz? It is! That's what took me out of the show because I was like, I got IMDb this.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, but it's like it's like he wasn't the main focus point. He only had like one or two lines and it was done. But when everyone was flipping their crap, they missed a really good scene for Arya.
Yeah.
Where she is realizing that though they're Lannister, men and part of the army, they're not bad people. They just had the unfortunate of being born there for them. And it's like she's like, "Oh, I don't hate all Lannisters. I just hate their leaders."
Yeah.
Huh. It was a good scene. It was a really good scene.
It was a good
And
scene.
she ended it like a total boss.
Yeah, she did.
I'm gonna
kill the queen. And they're like, ha 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 ha. She's like, yeah, ha 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 ha.
I'm gonna murder her.
Ha, ha, ha.
I'm gonna slit her throat. So from there, we got Sam.
What's next?
Oh, did we talk about Bran? Bran crossed the wall. That was literally it.
The end.
Though my theory was that since the Night King, touched him to break the barrier to get to the Three-Eyed Raven, because he was there, him crossing the wall is going to allow the Night's King to cross the wall. That's how he's going to get past the magic. So Bran's going to murder us all.
Fuck.
Bastard.
It's a bastard.
So do you want to hit the Hound or Sam?
I feel like this whole, okay, we can hit the Hound. I've got some feelings.
Okay.
Um, so Hound is off with a Brotherhood without banners, which just bothers me. And they're walking in the snow, and they come upon this house, and Hound's like, ah, fuck. And they're like, what? And they don't want us here. And they go in, and the people are dead, and it's the people that he stole all the shit from. And he said, they'll be dead by winter.
Well, they were dead by winter.
Well, they were dead by winter, and it looks like the dad killed the
too dead.
daughter. And now they're in their home. So like he has an emotional, like, existential crisis and decides he's gonna bury them. Okay. But here's the thing that I don't like about this storyline. I don't mind the Hound. I actually really like the Hound.
Mhm.
I don't like what they're doing with the Brotherhood without banners. And like I just don't find it genuine. And granted, they were book 4 characters, so nobody's really incredibly invested in them because you became invested in them when you read the books because they're the only fucking characters in the book. But I don't care.
It's
I
like,
don't care. It's great, but okay, first of all, since when could the Hound read the flames? And second of all, like, did I miss something? Did I miss an episode? Because I'm really fucking confused about this. And like that they just don't have all the characters, and I'm finding that God, it just really fucking doesn't matter without Lady Stoneheart.
yeah, that's exactly it. It's like the Brotherhood without banners started off in the books as like a noble cause, but Lady Stoneheart kind of perverted them in a lot of ways, and now they're kind of like this mercenary force of death and destruction no matter what. Like,
I would have rather had the storyline carry on with like the fucking Hound frolicking in the field with those hippies. Like
yeah.
that is more compelling to me than what's going on over here. Now, if they're just dragging this along because they're going to turn like Sansa into Lady Stoneheart, or like, I don't know, maybe Marjorie. I don't know.
That
I don't know
feels
what's going on.
weird.
If they're going to string it along so that they can maybe create somebody else to be Lady Stoneheart later along the line, that's one thing. But where the fuck are they going with this?
Yeah, it's like they're going towards the wall to fight the army of the dead, so I'm assuming they're gonna like all meet up Avenger style, but it's like it's emotional. It's a good emotional scene for the Hound, but everything else is so bogus that it weighs everything else down because we don't know where it's going, and not in a good way.
It's a waste of my 7 episodes.
Exactly. Yep. Okay, so we got Sam, and then we're gonna hit the big one at the end.
Sam!
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna bring it up again, but they're doing this great thing with Sam, where they're really taking all their like creative talent between cuts and scenes with Sam, and it's hilarious because it shows him serving stew and changing bedpans, and after a while, it starts looking the same.
I'm literally hoping somebody auto-tunes this. Like, I'm hoping this becomes the next bad lip reading. Like, this is like the bad lip reading.
It was
like,
it was so funny. It was so good. And then he finds out that Dragon Glass is at Dragon Stone. I mean, and we also find out that Jorah is at the Citadel, which basically confirms with how far along he is now that a big chunk of time has passed.
It's just a Krispy Kreme.
He's well, like how much has passed for him, how everyone got to Westeros so fast, why baby Sam is like 2.
Yeah.
So,
well,
but
they've always not chose the most size appropriate actor for that.
I'm just saying that it basically does
Baby
confirm
actor.
that like some chunk of time has passed that everyone was like, how did they get to Essos so fast? How did they get back to Westeros? Come on, people, use your noggin. And take us out with the outro with the ending scene.
Dragonstone. Oh yeah.
Dying.
Danny shows up to Dragonstone. The end.
You just cut like 7 minutes off the episode.
Oh, it just didn't, I understand it was emotional, it was visceral, like, you watched her get those feelings, and people were opening doors for her, and she doesn't fucking say shit,
No.
really, like, in the whole episode, which I think is powerful in and of itself. But that's all that fucking happened.
Yeah, it was like, I expected more to happen in the episode with her, but it didn't. So I was like, this just kind of turned out to be another waste of my episodes.
Oh, we missed Bono.
Bono?
Yeah. Euron Greyjoy showing up to King's Landing. We skipped over that part. He kind of like shows up in all of his boats and glory and everything like that, and he walks in looking like a rock star. And like you're like, who the fuck is this guy? But like you know who this guy is because he's got the chops. And like, but everybody else is all wearing different clothing, and lo, here he is in his leather slacks, and he's like, "I'm here." One of my favorite lines in the whole fucking episode. And like she's like, "Why should I trust you?" And he's like, "Eh." And like she's like, "You killed your brother." And he's like, "You should try it sometime." And you literally go, "Oh." And everyone just kind of, ooh, and then he's like, "Nah." She's like, "Why are you here?" "I wanted to marry the most beautiful woman in all of Westeros." Well, everybody's been saying that about Cersei for some time now. She's too far on the crazy hot scale.
Yeah.
Way too crazy for how hot she is.
Yeah.
And I think, and he's like, "Well, by the way, what?"
I just love that you call him Bono.
He's fucking like, anyway, so I was like, "I'm gonna go get you a present," and then that's the end of the episode.
Okay.
Like, well, I guess that's the end of that section of the episode.
Yeah,
but
you were like, "Are we done with Cersei? I want to be done with Cersei." Forgot Bono.
Forgot about Bono.
We're calling.
Forgot about Dre.
we're calling him Bono from here on out because he's not Euron. He doesn't have purple hair and an eye patch.
He's not Euron. Like, it's so sad that they combined both the brothers. Like,
yeah, there's some things that were just. I wanted to see the absurdity that was in the books because it was absurdity of the absurd.
See it. Yeah,
and they didn't do it like.
And they just.
Yeah. Bosh. There's. All right, on to episode 2.
Episode 2, Lady War Table. So episode 2 picks up kind of like almost where episode 1 left off, when like Dany's in the Dragonstone and like she's standing around a table, and like at this point in time you've got all the other like dames of the like 7 kingdoms. You've got,
and this is where I start to get the, oh my god, it's the Avengers of Game of Thrones because they're all here.
All these people that have had separate sections of the show, like this whole time. The
Mother of Dragons is talking to the Queen of Thorns. I'm so excited.
So you got Lady Olenna, and
no, we didn't start off with that. We started off with her and Varys having sparring words.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they were all there for the sparring words.
No, they weren't.
I guess I'm just setting the scene. Yeah, they were.
No, they weren't.
I thought that was all happening.
The ladies of the war table weren't there.
Oh.
Because
I must have combined that.
We'll come back to it. It's all right. We'll cover this real quick. Varys was there, and it was like I was actually worried for my main man, my main X-Man.
The main squeeze.
My main X-Man with his little birds, because I was like, he's gonna get killed. This is not good. I'm not gonna like it. And like he basically, she's questioning his loyalty, saying, oh, you were loyal to my father, and then you betrayed him, and then you were loyal to Robert, and you betrayed him.
Who arranged for me to be killed? I'm like, oh shit!
He's gonna be done. And
she went there.
And this is why Varys is the best, because he's like, look, I am loyal to the people, and if I find a leader that is loyal to them, I will be loyal to them. And as soon as they're not, I will be loyal to them again. So if you don't like that, you can have the dragons eat me, or have Grey Worm cut my head off. I don't care. And she's like, right answer. It was really cool. And then our favorite old lady showed up.
Yes, Lady Olenna. That clean.
Melisandre
what?
Showed up.
We're still not talking about the war table, are we?
No, because Melisandre showed up. Our old lady.
She showed up later.
No, she showed up right now. Right now. Now it's the war table.
No, I'm pretty sure she wasn't there for the war tale. Did you just watch this?
Yeah, I just watched it. What happened is Varys and then Melisandre, and then she says something about Jon Snow and how she should talk to him about her powers, and then it goes to the wall, not the wall, King's Landing. No, which one is it? Winterfell, again, and then we
Go home, Bill.
eventually
You're
go
drunk.
back to the Lady War Table. But you want to start with the War Table?
Okay.
So go to the War Table, and we'll get back.
No,
to
it's all right. I'm over it now.
You are you? So Melisandre shows up and talks about how she has a prophecy, and she's like all super like prophecies are hard to tell. I mean, I didn't screw one up at all. And
Yeah.
she's like, you should talk to Jon Snow, and like Tyrion's like, Jon Snow's my homeboy. He's a good guy. He's king of the North. We should totally invite him. And Daenerys like, and bend the knee, and you're like, honey, pump the brakes.
Didn't like
that's your nephew.
Okay. Didn't Tyrion throw out like somebody threw out like one of those like this bitch, like
oh yeah.
Didn't you also say like Stannis was the Azura High? Like didn't you say he was the one?
Varys says that like you try to back another king.
It was Varys, yes.
And then Daenerys goes, well, she came on a good day where we start forgiving people who backed the wrong king. And then, like, that was the opener to the scene, and the capper was Tyrion going, he's a good guy, and I'm a great judge of character. Smile. I'm like, that was a blooper that they left in.
That's awesome.
Then we
what
go
else
to Winterfell.
happened? Then we go to Winterfell.
Where?
And, like, because, Dany hollered at her boy, and he goes, well, yeah. And so he's going to go. And Sansa's like, no, don't do that. And he's like, no, I'm going to do it. We need the dragon glass. Because also, like, fucking Sam sent him a little bird saying, like, yo, bro, dragon glass.
Dragon glass is here.
Dragon glass is right over here. What a coincidence. There's stuff. Also, there's dragons, and they're going to help us kill the whites. Like, all these things are adding up very nicely.
Which again, leads to that one thing that I said last time where it's like, Jon is playing the big game. And everyone else is so concerned with inner politics and the Game of Thrones that they're like, don't trust the dragon. Don't trust her. She's going to kill him. You weren't here for the Mad King, but I was. Don't do it. And Sansa's like, yeah, don't do it. And Jon's like, I'm going because we need allies. She has dragons. She has dragon glass. Doy.
It makes so much more sense to join the horde of other people against Cersei and get some allies for the North than it does to just say fuck them and piss off the bitch with dragons.
Yeah, and then it's like on top of that, you get dragon glass. You get Gendry out of the way, the wet works to start building you dragon glass weapons, and you have a way to kill White Walkers.
So what else we got?
So
Sansa's now
in charge of the North, Sansa. And I still just like she has.
And Jon chokes out fucking Littlefinger.
He should have just snapped his neck right there.
He really should have. I also saw another thing on the internet that was really cool. Cut too. It was like a cut of Ned Stark choking out Littlefinger, and then like on the other side it had Jon Snow choking out Littlefinger, and it said like father like nephew.
Aww.
Or like whatever.
No, that's right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Something.
So from there we go to the
Arya.
We go to Arya, we go to Cersei, or we go to the Women of the Round Table. Women of the Round Table. So who do you want to knock out first? I thought
we hit the Women of the Round Table already.
I kept interrupting you. We should probably lead into that with the ending because it kind of goes back to back.
Okay, cool.
So Cersei, Arya.
Or Cersei.
So
what do we want? Cersei doesn't really do anything this episode, right?
But Jaime does. Cersei's trying to convince everybody and leading all these terrible tales about how evil Dany is. And, and like basically she's rebel rousing everyone, and like there's a guy there that I was like, who the hell is this guy? He looks so familiar, and they keep saying his name, and I'm like, how do I know that name? Tarly.
It's Sam's dad.
Samuel Tarly. Oh, you're a dick. And it's just like, oh, okay. And like Jaime wants to recruit him as his high-ranking general to kind of win the favor of everybody else. Oh, we forgot Sam too. We'll do
Sam.
we'll do
We'll
Arya.
get there.
We'll get to
We'll
Arya, and then
do-
we'll do Sam, and then we'll do the women of the round table.
We're all over the place.
We'll do it. Don't worry. Logically, Arya, go.
Arya is like, Arya goes and she stops at a place and she says, "Hi, hot pie," and he goes, "Here,
Half
hang
delicious
out."
hot pie.
And then she's like, "I'm gonna eat all your food."
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna give you money for it, and he's like, "No, friends don't pay." But during that time, Arya's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go south." He goes, "Why aren't you going north? Your brother's out there." And she's like, "What?" She's like, "Your brother Jon Snow. They've got the Winterfell." And he's like, "I thought the Boltons had the Winterfell." No, they're dead.
I love he was like, he won the Bastard Bowl. I'm like, damn right, he won the Bastard Bowl.
So yeah, he fucking won the Bastard Bowl. So she's like, "Oh," and so she gets back on her horse and she's like, "Which way do I go?" And she goes north, and then she goes north and she's gonna make a little fire, and then there's all these wolves that surround her, like, "Yes, Nymeria!" And like you see this like massive wolf come out, and she's just like, "Nymeria?"
Nymeria?
Which? She's like, "Come home with me, girl," and Nymeria's like, "Nah, I'm okay." That's that's not you.
Which there was some theory about, like, when she goes, "That's not you," it's supposed to have a double meaning, but I just totally didn't get either meaning in that scene.
Well, what I got out of that from what I was reading on the internet is that it was a callback to season 1 with Ned Stark, because Ned was like talking to Arya about how she could become like this whole, like she could become a lady and everything like that, and talking to her about like basically what girls of highborn houses are supposed to do, and he just stops and he goes, "That's not you." And so she's trying to like convince Nymeria to go back with her, and that's when she says, "That's not you."
Oh, okay. Because I got
Something like
I got the idea that Nymeria is not gonna go back with her, and also like she shouldn't go back to Winterfell because that's not her anymore.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if she changes her mind at this point.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of loses her tactical advantage if she goes back to Winterfell. You know.
I don't think that she. I don't. I think that. I think her going back to Winterfell would be a good thing, because I think that she can be used as a soldier.
Yeah, not against the Army of the Dead.
Not against the Army of the Dead, but she also doesn't have like all the information of what's going on in the Seven Kingdoms.
She's gonna take the Night
She's gonna kill Littlefinger
and then start walking around as Darth Arya.
Darth Arya. That'd be funny.
Yeah. Sam.
Well, because like.
Oh no.
Bran is heading that way too.
We ruined
I imagine.
it. The Sam leads into this with the greatest transition of all time.
Ew, yeah. I don't like that.
Okay,
no.
So let's go for Sam, and we'll work our way back, and then we'll go to Ladies of the Round Table. So Sam is with the Grand Maester, Chief Butterbottom from Hot Fuzz, and they're looking at Jorah Mormont, and they're like, "You should have cut off your arm as soon as you got it. You're doomed. You're gonna be dead. You're probably gonna live for like years and years and years." He's like, "What about my brain?" He's like, "He got 6 months, maybe less."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm gonna give you a day, and then I'm gonna ship your ass to Winterfell because you're a knight, and not Winterfell to what's that city called? I don't remember, where he got the grayscale in the first.
The Greystone place, yeah. Dragonstone.
No.
Nope.
We lost.
Don't remember.
Just skip it.
I lost it.
And
retract.
I didn't quite make the connection right away, so I'm glad he said it later. But like he goes, "I'm J.R. Mormont," and Sam's like, "Oh."
Did you not know that?
No, I mean I knew that, but it's like I forgot that his dad was the commander of the Night's Watch because it was so long ago.
I thought it was his brother.
Nope, it's his dad.
I didn't realize that it was his dad.
Yeah, and I didn't make that connection quite right away, so I'm glad that he brought it up later. But he basically is like, I was reading this book, and I think I know how to secure like advanced grayscale, and like,
this is gonna suck.
And Grand Maester is like, yeah, who the guy who wrote that? You know how he died? Grayscale. And he's like, oh shit, okay. So he's like, I don't know, but then he comes back and goes, listen, I'm gonna do this, but nobody needs to know about it. So you need to drink all this rum, you need to bite down on this, and don't make a noise, because if they come after me, we're screwed. And he's like, have you ever done this before? He goes, nope, but I'm the best you got. And he's just like, oh no. So he starts cutting off the grayscale, and it is brutal. It was
so brutal.
Really well done. Practical effects there. Applaud. And as he's digging into it, it cuts to someone cutting into one of Hot Pies. It was so I'm like, again, so whoever is in charge of the Sam transitions, gold star, get an Emmy right now. Like, nailing it. All right, we're on to the ladies of the round table because Jess is so excited to get there.
I was excited to get there, and now I lost it. So, anyways, I'm just kind of like having a good time with this. This is not the end of the. This is not how we're ending the episode, right?
No, because we have the next scene, but this kind of like flows.
The next scene. Oh, okay.
We also have the most worthless love scene in the world, so we have to get that.
So they got the whole ladies of the round table, and you get all this other thing, and they're going around and around and around about it. Danny's laying out her travel plans with everybody else. They're like, "Oh, you just don't want to send your people to fight the good battle," and because she's talking about sending the Greyjoys and the Martells up on a boat ride.
The Dorn army too, about how they're
Martell.
gonna.
That's the Martells, right?
The Dornish army, the Martells, and the Greyjoys are all gonna siege King's Landing.
Is it the Dornish or the Martells?
No, the Martells are the
Highgarden.
Oh. The Dornish are the Sand Snakes.
Yeah, but that's not what their last name is.
Yeah, but that's the region called.
No,
their last names are Sand because they're bastards.
Yeah. Well,
so
I think it's Martell and Myrtle, and I think that's why I'm getting them all. Yeah, the so Martell.
They're gonna all besiege King's Landing, and they're like, "Why aren't you gonna send the Dothraki and the Unsullied?" And like Tyrion, actually very smart here, is like, because Cersei's gonna be, saying that we're gonna use them and how we're gonna use like the foreign invaders to do it, and how you're gonna feel alienated, and we're not gonna do that. And they're like, so what are they gonna be doing? Like taking out Casterly Rock, and they're like, legit.
Fair. They're like, I can't believe Tyrion just said that.
They're like,
just so you know, the Martells are the people from Dorne, and the Tyrells are like Lady Olenna. Just so you know. Anyways, so yeah, they have all that fun conversation happening. What was that?
Oh, and then the Queen of Thorns.
Faces while I look down.
No, the Queen of Thorns.
And the Queen of Thorns is like, hey, don't trust men. That's how I got to be so old.
Which is weird because it's like she's saying don't trust Tyrion, even though if you recall, she set Tyrion up to get murdered by killing Joffrey, and like Tyrion has only pretty much spoke the truth always.
Yeah.
Except for that one confession of I did it, I'm gonna murder you all. But he was angry. He was a wee angry.
Oh, and that's when Dany was like, I'm gonna go send Jon. Anyways, then we have the weird sex scene that happens between it happens between Grey Worm and Missandei,
so
and like
Chris Kraus is just happy.
He's so happy. Here's to you, Chris Kraus. No, you're never gonna watch this. And she's just like, you didn't come say goodbye to me. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, okay. And then she starts taking her clothes off. Like, or he's like, you're my weakness. It's like, okay, Batman. But like, honestly, she starts taking her clothes off. She starts taking his clothes off. And he's like, no. She's like, I want to see you. And then like, they get down to the bound chicka wow wow, and he goes down on her. It's like, okay, why?
I half expected us to see mutilation.
I kind of wanted to see mutilated penis, yeah. I thought that was where they were going with that, but
we didn't.
We didn't, and so kind of glad that we didn't. But it was just, I get it. I sort of get it. I don't really get it.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I was totally not on shipping this relationship.
Skip.
So the ending, we get everything that the last 4 pirate movies should have been.
Right. Like, okay, but first of all, I just want to say Theon's a fucking douche. And I was thinking that before the end of the episode. I was thinking that when Yara and the fucking sand snake lady, what's her name?
I don't remember.
What's the pretty one's name?
What's her face?
The mama one. I
don't know.
Anyways,
what's her face?
They were about to make out, and I'm like, "Yeah, girl, get it. I want to watch this." And he's like, "I'm gonna walk away," and then all of a sudden, everything shakes, and I'm like, "Oh, come on! You just showed Grey Worm and Masandi having a sex scene, but you won't give me a little bit of this. Like, are you serious right now?
Are you
Like,
serious?
everybody's mad. Uh,
Everyone is upset about this right now.
everyone is mad. So then the pirates attack, and Bono's just like killing bitches, and it's like, nope.
Nope.
I was gonna start singing a U2 song, and then I realized I hate U2, and I don't have any of the songs memorized off the top of my head. So a couple of the Sand Snakes die, and
Two of the
Yara
4
and
or 5.
the other one.
Whatever
God, I gotta know her name. What is her name? What is her name? Martell. No.
Knights of the Round Table. Stalling.
Stalling faster. Anyways, God, this is gonna bother me forever. Like, what is her name?
I don't know.
Ilaria Sand. Yes. Right?
Yes.
Ilaria Sand, because she's not a Martell, because she's like, she was his mistress. Ilaria and Yara. Forever. They get taken prisoner, and you're like, oh, this is the gift that fucking Bono's gonna give to Cersei.
Which wasn't, and then, like, he said it was supposed to be like priceless. I mean, that was kind of.
He's got Yara, and he's like, come get her. At the end's like, nope.
I'm out.
just fucking dives up after she's just done telling fucking Ilaria that like he's her protector, and he literally just like, bloop. Like,
it would have been one thing if he did that right away, but like he was holding his own in the fight. He was doing it. That's why I kind of got like this idea that, I don't know. I was watching what's her face's face the whole time between the whole standoff between.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of like her telling him to go, like with her eyes. I don't know if you got that or not. She was like,
yeah. I think she was trying to figure out whether or not he was going to save her, but that's just me.
Yeah, maybe I was reading too much into it. I basically, Theon needs to have a redemption moment now, or he's a waste of skin.
He's already a waste of skin.
I haven't given up on my homeboy yet. He gets a redemption arc.
My favorite meme was the one that was like, come get her, and then it's got fucking Ralph rolling down the hill away from, Simpsons, Lisa. And I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I'm like, why? Why is this happening?
And that's how we end the episode.
Goodbye. Nope.
That was the 2 episodes. We'll be back for the 3rd episode and a fast forward. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far.
Me too. I think that they started the season off really strong where they haven't done that in the past.
Yeah.
Like in the past it's been like, this is a setup for this season, and they're like, we're just gonna hit the ground running and fuck y'all and fuck your couch, and that's what we got going. And I'm like, yes, that's what you guys need to do. Don't waste my time. And then they threw in that fucking sex scene, and I'm like, wasting my time.
And it's like, I wish they would have developed the Sand Snakes more so their deaths would have mean something, but whatever. Whatever. Okay, so with that, we bid you adieu, and we'll see you next time when we hit Westeros. Say bye, Jess.
Goodbye, Jess.
Do.
La 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 la.